It's Jimmy, Scott, and Diggerman from the Theme Park Podcast.
Are you looking to finally make that move to Orlando? Maybe you already live here and want to be closer to the parks.
Use the official real estate agent of the Theme Park Podcast, LaurenCampbellRealtor.com.
Lauren helped my mom both buy and sell her house.
I bought a house of 10 years with Lauren.
Didn't you marry her?
Shush. I love my real estate agent, and you will too. Call Lauren Campbell at 407-325-4225. That's 407-325-4225.
Coldwell Banker Realty.
And welcome to the pre-show of the Theme Park Podcast. It's Dickerman, Jimmy D, Scott Harris. We're all hanging out here in the TiVo Gazebo, sponsored by LaurenCampbellRealtor.com.
I think I confused Jimmy because I muted all the microphones during the ad.
Well, you've got a new toy over there.
I do have a new toy.
You've got your new mixing board, as well as your other new toy.
Yeah.
Which you had to go through fire and brimstone to get.
It wasn't that bad.
Is it true that you had to stab people?
No.
No.
No one was stabbed in attaining this Figment popcorn bucket.
No.
I want to tell the story, but I don't want to do it till we get in the podcast because I know there's more to it than just you got a Figment popcorn bucket.
Correct.
Look at that fly's trying to get over to your Figment popcorn bucket.
I know. I'll fight them for it.
Popcorn segments. All right. Well, you guys want to do a show? Because you guys tell me there's plenty to talk about this week.
There is plenty to talk about this week.
All right. Hold on. I got to do a timer.
Scott, is there any way for you to give me more of you in my headphones?
Or just more of you in general. I think you could pump up a little bit. Yeah, I feel like we could pump you up.
Hello.
There you go. I like it.
Can I have more Scott? A little bit more Scott. I feel like you were much lower than us.
I get more excitable than you guys. So that's good.
That's true. That's true.
He's good.
That's
now.
good. That's good.
All right. Theme Park Podcast coming down in 3, 2, 1.
From the theme park capital of the world, Orlando, Florida, this is the Theme Park Podcast. Wait, podcast? Isn't this on the radio?
Why does everything gotta be so messy on this station?
Anyway, here's your hosts, Dickerman, Jimmy D, and Scott Harris.
And welcome.
My God, we are real.
Well, I think that always plays for the radio listeners. We just don't always hear it in our so we record this show.
I was going to say, when was the last time either of you heard?
No, I didn't even know what it was when that open started. I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, Fritz just went into the other show, didn't he?
Or into the realty whatevers. No, it's Dickerman, Jimmy D, and Scott Harris. We're all here together. I don't feel like I even have to introduce ourselves anymore because the thing does it, and I forgot that it does it. It was always there. I just didn't know.
We're just repeating ourselves.
Absolutely. But we have that sounding effect right there because Scott's got a brand new toy, which is his new mixing board, which is working out well.
Yes.
And you've also got a second new toy.
I do have a new toy. Hi, guys.
You have the most talked about item in the world of theme parks anywhere on the planet Earth over the past 7 days. Would you agree, Jimmy?
Yeah.
There's nothing bigger than the Figment popcorn bucket.
I think Jimmy's looking at me trying to figure out if he could beat me up to take it.
No, I'm just wondering where like the ladder numbers are written on it, or like, is it made of gold? I mean,
I like when you said you were getting
it's cool
this thing,
looking, but
I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I'm like, okay, he's going to get
That's
a popcorn
what I thought.
bucket. I
That's
thought
what I
no big
thought.
deal. And then all of a sudden, 4, 6, 8 hour long lines to get one as if like it's just out of nowhere.
Yes.
and then like on eBay, allegedly one sold for $1,000.
They were on the secondary market Thursday night. No one even had one in hand.
Oh,
and they
prior.
were selling.
Wow.
Yeah.
How were they? Who had them? Like
No one.
somebody
Resale.
No, someone was selling it without even having one in hand.
Oh, so there was. How many were you allowed to buy? If you went
2.
there, you were allowed to buy 2.
2. One. It was 2 per person.
That's good. That's good of Disney to do that because that stops the hoarders somewhat. I mean, you can still go with 8 or 10 people. And
Exactly.
everybody gets
You could
to.
definitely see that people were doing that.
Yeah. But you know what? You got to get into the park. You got to have entry to the park. Then you got to have enough people to buy them up.
And that's where I got a little bit conflicted, where I'm looking online and it's like, oh, people are selling $75, $100, $200. I'm like, it sucks, but like, if you think about it, if you're from Wisconsin and Figment is your favorite character, $200 is way cheaper than flying down here, getting a hotel, getting transportation, paying for parking, paying for a ticket, and then paying the $25 on top of that. So I kind of get it. It's annoying, but I get it.
Is Disney going to release more of these, or is this it? This is a one and done? Like, I don't like it. I wanted that damn Thanos sipping gauntlet that I never got. Remember that? And they popped up at like Disney Springs for 30 seconds once.
There was one in Acme Comics up the road, and I almost bought it for you.
How much was it?
I don't even remember. I didn't care. I was like, I'm getting this for Dickerman.
So, I mean, I think this is my hope is that this brings a resurgence for Figment, for updating the ride, bringing back him as a character you can meet, like this shows that there's a nostalgia in a fandom. I mean, obviously there's a fandom. He gets his own festival every winter.
That's true.
So there is a demand for Figment.
What was the retail on that popcorn bucket there?
$25.
$25.
And it comes with popcorn
and a lanyard.
But
as I understand it, it was supposed to be rainbow popcorn.
It was supposed to be. Hang on, let me pull out my little Festival of the Arts book. It was supposed to come with rainbow popcorn. So we waited 2 hours.
That's not bad, all things considered.
Well, we had a friend that was already in line. He was in there for about an hour already. So altogether would have been about 3 hours for us.
Okay.
We got there around 6 o'clock on the Friday.
Okay.
So that was how it worked. And yes, we jumped the line, but also we were kind of cool about it. And
but you had a friend there holding your spot. That's not. People do that all day, every day.
And
you leave Grandma holding that spot in line, and she waits the 2 hours while you go off and do other things.
And here's the thing. If you do that, make friends with the people around you. Don't be like, jump in. Like, we did the whole, hey, if you guys go to the bathroom or want to go get some food, we'll watch your stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
If you're friendly with the people around you, it makes it a little bit easier to do.
And if it's like, understand, this happens all the time, but when it's frustrating is when it's like 10 or 20 people that all of a sudden get in front of you.
it was two of us.
That's when it's frustrating.
So
Crazy Sam.
Yeah.
they were out of the rainbow popcorn.
Yeah, so
Did you get a voucher or something?
I did get a voucher, and I don't think look at this thing. It's
Let me
like
see this.
it looks
That's
like
old
Disney. It
school.
looks like Disney dollars.
Dude, I would almost just keep this.
I'm keeping it. The thing is, I was never going to put popcorn in this at all.
Yeah, you get you're entitled to a scoop of popcorn.
Exactly.
Is it rainbow popcorn or is it any popcorn?
It just says popcorn on there.
Lame. I want the rainbow popcorn.
I do want to know what it tastes like.
What does it say? Location is Igor.
Bob Iger? Do you mean Iger?
Iger, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This person's got a very interesting handwriting.
That's curious. That is.
I think English was his second language.
Yeah, that is curious. Yeah, guest name Harris. You get some popcorn.
Yeah,
Good luck.
it's not the English that there's a problem with. It's and any Latin language uses the same
Epcot
alphabet.
Center guest relations.
Got it.
You don't want to trade that in, though.
I do not want to. Are you
keep
kidding me?
that.
I want to frame this.
You're going to store that in Figment's bank until you frame it.
So yeah, I got that. I got Figment, and then
Oh, it comes with that too?
no, I bought this.
Oh, that was separate.
I bought the Figment Festival of the Arts spork.
Is that plastic?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, if they would have had that instead of Buzz. Was it Buzzy? Buzz? Like, whatever the bee's name is. I think it's Buzz.
The Orange Bird?
No, not Orange Bird. They had the Orange Bird, like, beverage cup. And then they had a Buzz spork. And I feel like they had a hard time getting rid of them.
Got this. So I got this as well.
Yeah, I like that character better.
And then I was starving, so I also got the Popped Art, which is basically a Pop-Tart.
It's a Pop-Tart. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop-Tart. What flavor?
It's basically Nutella. It's chocolate hazelnut.
Okay. Fair enough.
And did they do some, like, kind of fancy artwork or something on it?
It's got, like, frosting on top. Like it's Art Deco. Like you can see the picture.
No, I see. It looks like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So all of that happened.
Did it seem like chaos as far as getting the Figments?
They had it very well organized. It was the thing is, if you just wanted to eat at the Pop Eats stand, you had to wait in the line.
Oh, for the Figment.
Even if you didn't want the Figment.
Oh, my God.
Even if you just wanted to get tomato soup with a grilled cheese.
Yeah, I really got a hankering for this tomato soup. It's a 4-hour wait. I want the tomato soup.
You still had to wait.
Brad, I'm waiting for the tomato soup. That's it. How many figments you want? I don't want a figment. I want
But it
tomato
was
soup.
you go up, you order, you can get your food, and then they had another stand with, all right, you got 2, here you go. Like here's your give us your receipt, we'll mark you off. Like it was that quick.
Interesting. I feel like they should do more runs of these. I feel like they should keep that third-party demand down and just keep. And they're going to sell them.
So we got this on Friday, and then we went back because we were cold, tired after just standing for that long. We went back on Monday, and there was still a line, and they had a sign that said that they were out of them.
Oh.
And I said, like, oh, look, they're out of them. And there was a cast member that was there that was like, we're not out. We just know that we're almost out. So, like, if you get in line, it is not a guarantee that you're going to get one.
Now, did at any point anyone get their figment and then walk in front of the line, just smash it on the ground, stomp on it, and be
why
like,
would that happen? No!
yeah, and film it for YouTube?
No!
No, nobody did that.
That's a great way to get yourself banned for life.
Exactly!
You've seen those stupid videos of those idiots that buy the Xbox or whatever when it's brand new on Black Friday and they go out and smash it in front of the rest of the
I don't
line.
like those people. Those people are too violent.
No, those people are idiots.
So, yeah, that was my Friday, and then on my Monday, I actually did go and try some foods.
And how were before the foods? I want to know how the crowds were because Monday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so busy.
It was busy.
Mm-hmm.
The food stands, all of them had lines, so you were gonna have to wait in some lines to be able to get some food. I went on Figment. Figment was, I think, a 25-minute wait, if that gives you any kind of indicator of how busy.
Yeah, because Figment's usually 10 or less.
Exactly. I mean, the line started in the doorway, so you were indoors.
All things considered, that's not bad still on a holiday weekend.
Correct. And I'm wondering if the cold might have had something to do with dampening the crowds a little bit.
That's what I was hoping. I was looking at some of the cold weather, and I'm like, come on, you people just leave, just go because it's too cold. Go home.
Sunday, it's going to be very cold.
I'm going to go on Sunday.
Sunday's going to be very cold.
I'm going to go on Sunday. My wife's like, I don't like it when it's cold. I'm like, it's my favorite time to go.
It's going to be in the low 40s, high 30s.
Nothing. I love bundling up and going.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, if you go to Epcot,
It's going to look like Ralphie's brother.
I do have some recommendations for you.
Okay.
At the France stand, we got the, I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. It's basically creamy brie cheese in a bread bowl.
Sounds good.
Very good.
I like cheese. I like bread.
You like cheese and bread.
So you've said grilled cheese to him.
There is basically a croissant covered in hazelnut.
That sounds delicious.
Chocolate hazelnut. You don't drink
Nutella.
champagne, but the champagne was good. There's an Encanto stand.
Encanto stand.
The new in between France and Morocco.
It's better than the incontinent stand. Yes.
Well, it's Encanto Cocina, so it's the Encanto kitchen.
Okay.
There's a chorizo and potato empanada, which was very good.
That does sound good.
And then a spicy ajo soup. I'm not pronouncing that right. Ajillo soup.
Ajillo.
Is that what the Brazil stand normally is?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. Which is basically just a spicy chicken, potato, avocado, corn soup.
You had Jimmy until you said avocado.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody watched Encanto yet?
I had it at the play part of Disney Plus.
Okay.
And then your phone died?
And then I just decided to watch something else.
My wife's been wanting to watch it.
I hear great things about it.
Mm-hmm.
So got that from that stand. Skipped over a couple of things.
Gross vegetables, no thanks. I don't want you, moving on.
Oh, we got sipping chocolate in a beer flight from the artist table at the American Adventure.
Wait, is it beer or chocolate?
Well, there's two separate things.
Okay.
There's sipping chocolate. And
Okay.
there's
Okay.
alcohol and a non-alcohol version.
Yeah, I want the non-alcohol sipping chocolate
where
right now.
there's white, milk, and dark chocolate.
You send it on over.
It was good. I'm just not a dark chocolate fan. The beer flight, 2 of the 3 beers were good. I did not like the dark MIA Beer Company Yacht Rock Brown Ale. I did not like that one.
Did you throw it back at Mickey Mouse and say, try again, Mickey?
No, I did not.
Okay.
What's going on with you today?
You're weirdly violent today.
I guess I want somebody to break something.
And then
Okay,
the
Fred Durst.
last thing we got was at the Mexico stand, the carne asada.
Carne asada, I love that.
Carne asada was very good.
Can't beat that.
But yeah, there's a lot of good things to get And there's a lot of cool art to look at. Really want to spend a lot of money at the Star Wars art.
Oh, I bet. They always have some great stuff in the Star Wars and the Marvel sections.
Was the artist there that does the reflections?
No.
Like it'll be like R2's head in the painting, but you'll see like Princess Leia's like reaching over with the plans in the reflection of his eye.
I did not see that when we were there.
But that's an example of what I'm talking about. There's a guy that does all those reflection pictures, and they're awesome.
Has he been at MegaCon before or one of those?
Maybe
he was at Festival of the Arts last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
he might be local then,
I think he might be.
or local-ish.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen like
His
what you're
artwork is
describing.
fantastic. I took pictures of him last year. I'll find them.
So that was my trip to Epcot.
Sounds like a good trip.
It was a great trip, yeah.
Other than crowds, but that's to be expected on a holiday weekend.
Exactly.
Was there an annual pass discount?
No, not a premium thing.
Did you demand one?
No, why would
Did
I
you
do
say,
that?
give me a discount now? I'm an annual pass holder.
And then kick over a stand.
No,
None of that.
no.
Okay.
Do you want to do
Understood.
some? Do you want to have? And then went to Hollywood Studios afterwards.
Oh, how was that? Probably crowded. I looked at some wait times on Monday. It looked pretty crowded.
We went with the sole intent because we brought a Grogu with us.
Okay. Oh, I did see the photo of
You
you
saw
with the
the-
Grogu and the
yeah,
Figment.
Yeah, that was a good photo.
And then we had the intent of getting a picture with a Porg.
Okay.
That was like the main reason we wanted to get a picture with, like, they put the Porg in the picture with you.
Yes.
So we wanted that, and then was leaving, and it's like, oh, we should go ride Star Tours.
It's the only thing you can jump on sometimes.
And you know what? That I feel like that's a great ride to end the day on.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic ride anytime for me.
And we got Hoth and the spaceship battle that goes into Naboo
Okay.
from Phantom Menace. But the ending was different. Usually at the end of that one, you crash and the ship breaks through the windshield.
Yeah,
Right.
There's
It's-
two different versions.
We got the other version where the pit droid throws the paint onto the windshield.
I don't think I've had that one.
Never seen that one before.
yeah.
I don't think I've had that
Pretty
one.
cool.
So that was cool. And then that was the trip to Hollywood Studios. Also, Baseline Tap House is secretly the best place to get snacks if you like beer.
Oh, yeah. They have some good like snacks there, too.
You got the giant pretzel. That's the only thing I've ever had there, but
does sound good there.
the giant pretzel was perfect.
I hear so many good things about that place. So
And it's got the best music.
They close early, though, so
It closes an hour before park close.
Yeah. But it's a tale of two trips because just a week apart, remember the week before I had gone and ridden like a million things.
Yes.
And then a week later, the wait times are quadrupled, if not more. So choose your time wisely. If you only have certain times you can go to Disney, don't just go, it's a holiday weekend, I'm just going to go out. If you want to enjoy it, shoot for the weekend before the holiday weekend.
Correct. Yes, or maybe the weekend ad. We'll find out this weekend.
Yes. When I go this weekend, when it's nice and cold, it's probably going to be great.
Yes.
My wife is going to be miserable, but it's going to be great.
Also, did the mobile checkout at Epcot.
It's great, right?
the best
It's
thing ever.
so amazing.
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
Pinbacks.
Gotcha.
Very nice.
You want some news?
Yeah, I want some news. What kind of the rubber pinbacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I got to show the locking ones that I have. They're the best.
We have those, but this is for one of the pin backpacks.
Okay.
So we didn't want giant things sticking through.
I'm going to show you my locking ones. They're
These are the ones you got from a different place?
Somewhere else, yeah. But these are preferred by many. So I don't know if I've shown you these before. So I'll show it to you
have.
after the podcast. This is for a permanent lock,
Gotcha.
basically.
So let's get into some news, and I've got some massive news for. I think this is specifically for you two,
Okay.
and I don't mean Bono and the Edge. A certain character is returning to Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Doug's coming back.
Close.
Carl?
Nope.
Russell?
Nope.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin's
coming back.
Kevin will be returning.
Good.
Next
I never
week.
got to see him.
He doesn't care about Kevin because he never gets to see Kevin.
I've never gotten to see Kevin. Kevin purposely avoids me when I go there. I'm like the old guy. I'm
Carl?
not Carl,
No,
the
not
other
Carl.
old guy. I can't remember his name. The old
God.
explorer. Wilderness adventure is out there. That guy.
Gotcha.
Can't remember his name.
Old
I don't
Uncle
know.
Orville?
No. How can I privacy around here?
So Kevin will be returning. Other news, we're finally getting an update on what they're doing in Toy Story Land.
Oh, yes.
I saw
This
this.
has been long rumored, so finally it's going to happen.
Well, there's two things. One, we're getting a store. An actual store in Toy Story Land.
Yeah, there's no store in there, right? Other
There is
than
not.
the exit on the Toy Story ride, and
That's
it's
it.
tiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Jesse will be getting a store, Jesse's Trading Post.
That's cool. I was trying to peg her in the face with the pies at the beginning of that ride.
I tried to do that with any of them.
Yes.
Like Rex, Buzz, Woody.
I nailed Rex a few times last time I rode it.
Well, he's got short arms.
Yeah.
And the other news is the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue is coming this year.
It's finally going to happen.
We don't know when this year, but it's coming this year.
I think we heard about this like 2 years ago.
We did, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
they pressed pause on everything.
Yeah,
for like 18 months.
COVID
so.
was stupid.
And speaking of that area, you know what else they're doing? Have you guys ever eaten at the stand that's got the tachos?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're putting some coverings over that.
Oh.
Well, that's
Because
nice.
a lot of it's out. There's so much exposed sun in that area, and it gets so hot over there.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but if it rains, you got nowhere to escape.
Unless you happen to be at one of the few tables that has a
Yeah,
umbrella.
an umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My go-to is still the place with the buffalo chicken grilled cheese.
ABC commissary.
Oh yeah, like that was not my place until they introduced that item, and I can't. Every time I look at something else, I'm like, why would I buy this when I can get the buffalo chicken grilled cheese?
Absolutely, I'm in agreement with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time when I was there for my Christmas trip, we got the buffalo chicken sandwich because I was like, we should probably get this because we made it at home. And what if it is not exactly what I cooked?
Yeah.
It's so.
It is.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and
So-
you can make it at home. Just get you some buffalo chicken dip from Publix and some cheese, and you're good to go.
I don't even. Yeah, just a little bit of cheese and
Yeah, I mean that's kind of it.
then air fry it.
Other news: new strollers have debuted at Walt Disney World.
Oh,
They just look different.
they've had the same strollers for like 3,000 years.
Exactly.
I
Well,
think.
now they have Mickey and Minnie on the side of them.
Okay, cool.
It makes me long for the. Remember the days when they used to have Jurassic Park strollers at Islands of Adventure,
I do not.
and then they also had SeaWorld had
The Shamus.
Oh, they had the Shamus. I do remember those.
Those were cool.
Yeah, I do remember those.
I don't know if they still have those.
It seems like you wouldn't want to get rid of that. That's like, because my kid, when I would bring her in a stroller, she would want the Shamu stroller because our
Absolutely.
stroller's lame compared to that.
Speaking of well, actually not SeaWorld, it's actually Busch Gardens. March 11th is the opening of Iron Gwazi.
Iron Gwazi,
We have a
finally.
day.
A day now, yes.
Just over a month away now.
Yeah.
Just over a month away.
Yeah,
March
he's,
11th.
It's
Yeah,
just
I mean it's just
under
over
2 months away.
No, because it's almost February. We're near the end of January.
There's still 11 days left.
There's
in
still
January.
exactly.
That's
a
a
little more
third.
than a month.
And last little bit of news before we run out of this portion of the show. Bumblebee Man's taco truck has a new menu.
Oh, that's over at the Simpsons, which is a great area. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves always.
So there's carnitas tacos, and there are chicken and carne asada.
I've never eaten there. I don't know why.
It's you should check it. It's so good.
Is it?
Yes.
It's always had like a long line, and I'm just not
It's
a
worth
fan
it,
of long lines.
Yeah, I'm always adverse to lines, but yeah, I always see them. I always think about it, then I'm like, no. Then I'll go inside and get the Krusty Burger and be like, that wasn't good. I should have gotten something else.
For how much it is filling and it is delicious. It's some of the best theme park tacos I've ever had.
Really?
Yes.
They hard or soft?
Soft.
Soft tacos. Okay.
You ever have a flaming mo?
I have not, but I've seen you have a flaming mo.
Yeah, there's no alcohol in it.
Yeah.
It's just fruit juice and,
I remember I was there when you learned there was no alcohol, and you're like, wait, there's no alcohol in this thing?
And I was like, well, can you give me a shot of something? And the guy's like, we don't have alcohol in here at all. And I was like,
it's Moe's.
it's a bar, dude.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they actually had beer in there. But if I wanted to like full liquor bar, I think you had to go across the street to Duff Gardens or something.
Okay. Anybody want to go to Disney on Sunday in the cold?
You might have a taker.
Okay.
You might have a taker.
All right.
Can I bring Figgy with me?
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean,
you get free
you might want to
refills?
bring some extra security.
The thing is, you can see so many people just walking around with, like, I brought him back. I'm him like he's my child. I brought this back on Monday when I went to get pictures.
I see people leave a lot of valuable things in their strollers at Disney. Do you think people would leave a Figment just hanging off their stroller?
the honor, I have to say, the honor system when it comes to strollers is amazing.
It is. It is. I mean, you see people, they live like a wad of cash in their cup holder. But it's fine.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that that's how it is.
But I wonder if a Figment would get stolen if it got left there. Let's test it out with yours. I've got an old stroller. We'll bring your Figment. We'll see how it goes.
We'll put one of those Apple tracking devices inside
Oh, yeah.
of it.
Just put the AirTag on it.
No, we're not doing that
Come
with
on.
my Figment.
It's your baby. It's fine.
No,
Put an
it's
AirTag
not.
inside of him. It'll be
I don't
great.
like this.
We'll bring cameras. We'll do a full expose. This will finally get those YouTube numbers up.
I don't like this at all.
Jimmy, that's a pretty good idea.
I don't want to have to go chasing after someone.
We'll do this all like in the park, like To Catch a Predator style.
Yeah. As long as we don't
We
leave the
can't
park.
hide in the bush. Just that'll get us trespassed.
Nah, we'll be safe as long as we do it at the park. If we don't leave the park property, we'll be totally safe. I think bad happens inside of Disney.
I don't like this at all.
All right. If you want to keep up with the show on social media, Scott Harris, where's the best way to follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Theme Park Show, which if you go on there right now, you can see a good POV video of Icebreaker.
Oh, nice.
That SeaWorld released this week. Or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at The Theme Park Podcast, or watch at thethemeparkyoutube.com.
And the show comes to you live from the Lauren Campbell Realtor.com Tebow Gazebo Studios. For Jimmy D, for Scott Harris, I'm Dickerman. Until next week, we'll see you out at the parks.
No show close?
I forgot about that. I'm so used to not doing it.
Oh, man.
That one's on me.
I don't remember what it sounds like.
Well, when we wrap up extra park hours, I'll throw one in there.
Pull it in there.
We're doing an extra park hours.
We got something to talk about.
I think we should do. I think we bring back the ride. I think we bring the ride thing. We talk about Figment.
Okay. You got that information over there?
Of course, I have that information over here.
The
Did you
information.
think he was going to let you do it?
No, God, no.
You got trash Figment.
Figment was created in 1979, and originally
Just stop.
was a
Stop,
rock
stop.
ride where you would ride through Figment. Imagination was the key,
Oh, my God.
and there was rainbows. Is that a wolf?
What is that? Yeah, exactly. Is that a coyote?
You got wolves in this part of town?
No, it's coyotes.
You guys got coyotes? I don't got
Yeah.
coyotes over in my area. You got
Well,
you guys
like all this property over here is just woods.
Oh.
And I don't know, like we see them once in a while up the street here, the main drag that goes right by my house. But the that's an owl.
Mm.
And then the fire station is probably like a mile and a half by way the crow flies. And when a not every time, but a lot of times, like an evening, when a fire truck goes by, it's wailing, it's siren, they'll sing with it.
Oh, right back at it.
Yeah, and it's the craziest sound because it sounds like 50 dogs, all howling at once.
Wow. I should send my bears over here. They can play with the coyotes.
No, we got those too.
It's got everything.
Oh yeah, it's the regular old jungle cruise over here.
At least have some foxes around. I haven't seen them in a couple of years, though.
That I haven't seen.
What have I got? I've got cats. I got a lot of cats.
Homeless people.
Not even homeless people.
No homeless people around?
Raccoons and possums.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And lizards.
there's a couple of ferrets,
Ferrets, huh?
some tropical fish, maybe some gerbils.
It's a pet food store, not a pet store.
Oh. That's right. I forgot. I need to see this pet food store. I'm so curious.
And actually, well,
If I owned that, I would live in your apartment.
and then they used to sell crickets.
Oh.
Because people would feed crickets to.
They fish with
They're
them
lizards.
more, and they feed them to reptiles too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, there's no like animals in the store below.
Okay. All right. You want to do an extra park hours, a Figment special?
Let's do a Figment special.
All right.
We actually had some people asking about the return of extra park hours.
Oh, okay.
I told them we were going to do one last week, but it was too cold.
You guys got to
That's
make
a
us
true statement.
Come up with ideas.
I know. Well, I also have a good question that we can do for next week's.
Okay. All right. Theme Park Podcast, Extra Park Hours, coming down in 3, 2, 1.
From the theme park capital of the world, Orlando, Florida, this is the Theme Park Podcast. Wait, podcast? Is this on the radio?
Why does everything gotta be so messy on this station?
Anyway, here's your hosts, Dickerman, Jimmy D, and Scott Harris.
And welcome to the return of the Theme Park Podcast, Extra Park Hours. It's Dickerman, Jimmy D, Scott Harris, all here.
The intro says it. The intro says it.
I know. And I
Yeah,
repeat the intro, just like a bad radio host would.
Yeah, but you gotta like acknowledge who's here because you may play that intro and like Scott's on vacation or something.
If Scott's on vacation, then the intro doesn't happen.
That's true. If Scott's on vacation, we go, oh, what do we do? I don't really know. I guess we could talk about something.
Scott says, like, so do we want to just record a show earlier in the week?
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it on a Tuesday instead. Make it easier. No, but Extra Park Hours, we have taken a little while off. We had the holidays. We had cold weather. We had not a whole heck of a lot happening.
There was a lot of that. Remember, for a while, it just evolved into movies we wanted to see.
Yeah. And we saw all those movies.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I still haven't seen Scream yet.
Oh, we saw Scream this week.
I'm going to go see it at some point.
We saw it this week. It was pretty good. Like, it is what you expect it to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's not trying to be anything it's not, right? What did you think, James? I don't know if I got to ask you.
No, that's an excellent way to put it. It is what it is.
And Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox both looked way older than they probably should.
Oh, that's
Whoa!
mean.
Shots fired!
Like, I was like, wow. Like, because Nev Campbell, how old is she?
Your age.
Hey, Siri. How old is Nev Campbell?
I'm going to beat you. 48.
Oh, well, no, wait. Maybe she looked 48. Never mind. She looks fine. Sorry, Nev.
Did you figure out walkie-talkie yet?
No, no, I did actually. So for the walkie-talkie on the Apple Watch, I need to have your email address you associate with your Apple ID. So I'm gonna have to be collecting those.
Gotcha.
So I can walkie-talkie.
Everyone send it in.
Be collecting that so we can walkie-talkie.
Yeah, and also collecting, send in your birthday.
Social
and,
security number,
Your mother's
credit
maiden
card
name.
number, mother's maiden name. I need those last 3 digits in that CC number. Don't forget that. And your bank routing.
If you everyone that needs to do that, just text that to 321 4.
No,
don't be
stop.
giving out. Don't be. There's a lot of 321s out there.
Now they only have to figure out the last 7.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Or is it 407? It's either 407 or 321.
Well, I just looked it up.
If you have either of those,
You don't
if
know
you
your
don't
own
have
phone
either
number?
of those, like you're not like doing good as a Central Florida person. Like if your number doesn't start with 321 or 407,
There's another one now, right?
you're ostracized, kind of.
Isn't there another Isn't there a third? In
If
this
you
area?
have that third one, you're an outcast. You're basically a leper among the phone world.
I'm trying to look up and see what it is.
It's 4, 5, 6.
Is it?
No, I don't know. I
Oh.
was just making a joke. 3, 2, 1.
4, 5, 6 is. I mean, 321. We got that because they said we had the space launch here, so that's when they launched the 321. Like originally,
689.
what is it?
689.
I don't like that. 689.
Yeah.
I don't care for that at all. That doesn't even run together nicely. If you have a 689 number, I am sorry.
I'm not calling you.
All right, so we are doing actually some theme park talk here
Yeah.
on Extra Park Hours.
I figured we'd bring back the ride showcase.
Yes, the old showcase, and what better time to kind of showcase not just the ride, but maybe a little bit of the history of the character. Your guy, Figment, considering you have secured the hard-to-acquire Figment popcorn bucket.
Yes. So the Figment,
Which we're going to take and do a special trip out to Disney this weekend and hang it on a stroller and see if anybody steals it, but it will be equipped with an Apple AirTag.
No, we will not.
We came up with this during the show. It's a great idea. We'll film the whole thing.
You guys did, and I said no.
No.
What if we can get Jake Paul involved?
That I really don't want to be involved with.
Oh.
He'd buy a counterfeit Figment.
He might give you $1 million for yours.
Yeah, I don't trust that money. Next thing I know, it's in Dogecoin.
I'd take it at this point.
So, Figment, the Imagination Pavilion, we'll go back, has been around since 1982.
So, like 10 years into the existence of the park, right?
Or 1 year.
81 was when it came in, the park?
Yes. Epcot celebrated its 40th anniversary last
Oh,
year.
I was thinking Disney in total. I was thinking the whole
Yes.
shebang.
And then the Journey to Imagination was the first attraction, and that opened in 1983.
I would like to go through that rainbow thing they used to have because
Yeah.
I never got to experience that.
I tried to search on YouTube for a good video of the ride, and it doesn't really exist.
No, I mean it would have to be like a handheld, almost like a reel-to-reel or like the full-size VHS tape situation.
But it was just so cool because, like, once you went through that rainbow, you went into, like, this play area. And they kind of have a play area now, but it's not.
It's not the same.
No. I mean, like, even for some reason, the technology seemed like it was better back then.
Yes.
Just like when you would stand on the little squares, it would make the animal noises, or you go over to that giant, like, those pin things you could buy at, like, Sharper Image where you put your hand through? And,
Oh, yeah.
They had one that was, like, the size of a pool table.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those
you could
are
put
cool.
your hand up underneath it. And then, like, they had a whole thing with, like, you could wave your hand.
It would
and
create
it's-
music.
Yeah, it would create
Oh, they
music.
still
Like,
have that.
That still exists, and then the jumping on things and it plays a musical
The
instrument.
squares, yeah. That does
Those
have
are
it, too.
still there.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But remember, it was the upstairs room for the attraction, which is now, I think, like a DVC or Visa
Yeah, it's a DVC.
I've seen that.
hangout area.
I want to
Yeah.
go there. I've seen that. It looks cool.
Yeah, the inside of the pyramid.
Yeah, but that's where that stuff used to be. It was upstairs in that attraction. So, and there was originally the Dream Finder
Yeah.
was the main attraction, and he creates Figment.
Was he a guy with a beard and red hair?
Yeah.
Red beard in a blue suit and top hat.
How do I know that? That's weird.
You know that because when we had Jeff Jones on here, he played the Dreamfinder in
okay.
the animatronics.
All right. That makes sense.
Is he going to do that again for Fringe when that comes back?
Word on the street is animatronics is back.
He might have to come on the podcast to talk
Yeah.
about it again.
Yeah.
But he creates Figment as a representation of Figment of his imagination.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. And it sounds like it's off to a good start.
And they talk about the creation of Figment. If you're telling a story like Little Mermaid or Snow White, everyone knows who they are, what they talk about, how they sing. But in a ride like Imagination, you're not familiar with the characters going into it. The opening scene allows you to meet the Dreamfinder, understand how he created Figment, and get to know Figment's personality. So at the end of those 4 minutes, you know the character. And I remember it did a really good job of explaining it.
Again, sounds like we're off to a great start. How do we end up in the dumpster fire that we are in now?
Well, in 1999, October 1st, the pavilion, actually, October 10th, the day after my birthday, in 1998, the ride closed.
Okay, so this is when they close it for refurbishment.
Closed for refurbishment, and then it reopened as Journey into Your Imagination.
Is that what it is now?
That is not what it is now.
Okay, all right.
And that lasted for 2 years, and it featured an updated ride based on the Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
Oh, we talked about this, yeah.
So it had to do with going through a scanner and saying that you have no imagination, but this still had Dr. Nigel Channing, the Eric Idle character that we see now in the Figment ride. But it's very similar to the ride that you do now.
Okay.
But it didn't have Figment, and there was a lot of criticisms that it didn't have Figment.
Yeah, so they had to bring him back. They said, "What? This is not the same ride without the Figment."
And there's a picture that I'm desperately trying to find of Tiny Me with Figment in the Dreamfinder out in the park.
Oh,
Like it used to be the Dreamfinder, and he had a puppet of Figment.
were you like a baby? Was he holding you?
No, he was eating my hat.
I feel like back in the old days, people would just hand their babies to the characters.
I wasn't that small yet, or I wasn't that small at the time. But they also had.
Benjamin Button?
They also
Going
had.
backwards.
He also had Figment was a character you could also meet in the park.
Was he full size?
Full size.
Okay.
Yes. But in October 8th, 2001, they closed Journey into Your Imagination because of negative feedback from the guests.
Oh.
And that is when they reopened the ride into Journey into Imagination with Figment, which they brought him into the ride, and they brought the song One Little Spark with a couple new verses.
Yes. And is that the current ride that we have now?
That is the current ride we have right now.
That scene near the end with where the guy's face is the moon.
Yes.
Who approved that? Because that thing freaks me out every time. Like his face, his teeth, something about that is just very off-putting.
So I think a couple of years ago, somebody asked Eric Idle, the actor who plays him from the Monty Python fame, of what, like, do you remember doing this? He goes, I don't remember doing this.
I remember none of this.
And he got so much backlash for it. And he's like, I do hundreds of things. You expect me to remember every single role that I've ever been in.
And he doesn't remember.
The Figment people are not happy about
They
it.
don't like it. And he's just like, what? I don't know. I must have filmed this at some point somewhere. I don't remember where.
And then in 2020, that was the first year that Figment had his holiday sweater.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because they put him in a sweater. Do you think they will revamp that ride since people don't totally love? Could they go back to like the old situation?
They do still have the Dream Finder mobile
Okay.
that he's on when you first meet him.
Let me ask you this. All right, if we need a new Dreamfinder, can we get that guy from Game of Thrones? That was the
Tormund?
wildling. Jon Snow's buddy?
Tormund.
Tormund, yeah. Could Tormund be the Dreamfinder? Because he seems like he'd be a good Dreamfinder.
He seems like he'd be a terrifying Dreamfinder.
Have you seen him in like comedic things? He's very funny.
He was briefly in the season of The Witcher, too. He's in the new season of The Witcher. He's done Trivago commercials.
That's what I mean. Like, he can be funny.
Yeah, I think I sign him up for the Dreamfinder. What other burly, bearded, red-haired men can you think of out there right now? He's the guy. He's the Dreamfinder.
The brawny guy.
That guy's not a real thing. He's just on the paper towel package.
Sheamus, the wrestler.
Nah, it's got to be Tormund.
Okay.
Not only would I like to see Tormund get the work, but I will give him some nice royalties for years ahead.
That's very true.
I mean, look, he helped save the world during the long night. Why not?
Well, he saved Westeros.
Yeah, that world. Well, why not give him a shot?
Jimmy, you brought this up. So the ImageWorks was the interactive area on the second floor of the pavilion. And it featured, I actually have a list of all of the little interactive things that it used to have.
Yes, please.
So there was the Dreamfinder School of Drama using a blue screen, not even a green screen.
That was the thing, Jimmy. Was that a thing back then? It was they did blue before green, or is there a difference?
Well, no, there is a difference. I mean, you pretty much only get green screen now because green is more appealing to more skin tones, whereas like blue screens are more for us pale faces.
Okay, I gotcha.
Using a blue screen, guests put themselves into a movie under the direction of Dreamfinder. Choices were a Western, a fantasy film, or a science fiction film.
Or a late night Cinemax special.
Don't think that was a part of it.
Probably not.
Then there was pin screens, which was the massive pin table that you were talking about.
Yep, those are cool. They had those when we were kids. I feel like the Orlando Science Center might have had one of those.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something you would find at the Science Center.
Stepping tones. That's where guests create music on stepping on color panels, which is what they still have that. Figment's coloring book. Guests colored images of Figment and the Dreamfinder using electronic paintbrush guns.
Well, they kind of still have that with that little gimmick they have
touch
there.
screen.
Yeah, my daughter did that about 1 million times when she was little.
Then there's the Rainbow Corridor.
Yep, that was rad.
The large tunnel that featured colored lights that allowed guests that followed guests as they went through it, with each guest getting a different color.
That's cool.
And the rumor is that's going to come back somewhere.
Isn't there? Is it that the section? There's a part of the park, and I don't remember if it's this ride, but when you're going out, there's like a marked off thing where it's like sealed. But I feel like it's that Rainbow Tunnel or something like that. It's like marked off where you can't go in. And maybe it's that, maybe it's somewhere else. But there's somewhere in the park, and next time I'm at the park and I run into it, I'll take a picture so I remember.
Are you thinking of where the Wonders of Life Pavilion is?
That might be too.
That's where the Play Pavilion's going to go. That's where Body Wars used to be.
It very well could be. I don't really. I just know I've been in a section and I'm like, that looks cool, but you can't go into it.
Then there was the Electronic Philharmonic, which is using sensors to conduct an orchestra, which they have that now.
They still have that. Yep.
Kaleidoscopes, which were very large kaleidoscopes, vibrating mirrors, an effect that made the guest reflection warp like a funhouse mirror.
Oh, okay.
Voice-activated Lumia, a 6-foot diameter sphere that responded with light effects to the guest's voice or sounds, and then bubble projectors. In the small pyramid, bubbles were projected on circular screens under the guest's control.
Okay. Fun stuff, but it is nice to see. Like, since I never got to see that they did try and keep some of the spear to some of those items inside the play area now.
Yes. I just wish that they would. I know they go back with some of the nostalgia, and I hope that they go back further with Figment.
When I was a kid, we never went to Epcot. Well, we didn't really go to Disney or anything, so
it wasn't the. I was gonna say, it wasn't the field trip park for you?
No, we did SeaWorld when I was a kid. When we would do a field trip, it was always SeaWorld, never anywhere else.
He went to Lyman.
Always SeaWorld. Did you guys go to Disney?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to school with a bunch of rich kids, man.
They took you to Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. That's nice. No, but when I finally did go to Epcot, it was when I was older, an older teen, I guess, and I went with my now wife, and I was bored out of my mind. Like,
because it used to be the educational
like,
park.
this is so late. The one ride I want to ride, which is Test Track, had like an hour line. This is stupid. I don't even want to be here.
Cut to 50 years later, and it still has an hour long.
That's true. It does.
Although, do you remember the old queue for Test Track, which was like crash test dummies and testing all the safety equipment of a car?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It was also the loudest queue I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Because it was stuff smashing into car doors.
Let's find out what happens when we do this.
Or I also remember the queue for the old Star Tours was also very loud.
See, I don't remember that. I don't think I got to experience that.
I don't really.
I just remember R2 and C-3PO yelling a lot more than they do now.
I still go through the queue at Star Tours and I look around. I'm like, this is impressive still. Like, I look at like what they have going on, and I'm like, this is still impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, forgot to put this in the news. There's a lightsaber back at Doc Ondar's.
Oh, what do we got?
Darksaber.
Oh,
It's the only one that's available.
Don't tell Jimmy. He's been looking at that Darksaber. For me, I don't know what it is. I feel like it doesn't look as cool as the regular lightsabers.
I
feel
still
like
haven't
it looks
seen it in
more
person, though. I only saw a
toy-like.
picture.
I thought I saw it in person. I thought I saw somebody lugging. Then I thought I saw. Now I heard a guy complaining he was doing a big poo-poo on Disney behind me in line when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about Bob Paycheck a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying that when you buy, and I don't know this, when you buy the lightsaber, you're supposed to get the sheath that comes with it, and they ran out of them, so they were just giving you a plastic bag, and you didn't get the sheath.
And then they made it that you had to pay a premium for them.
So that was so initially the bag was free. It came with the lightsaber. Then they made it a separate deal.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now I understand. See, the way he was explaining it, guy behind me in line was you always were supposed to get that nice sheath, and they just stuck you with a plastic bag. Now it didn't change the price at all.
Correct.
Okay.
By the way, in case you're wondering, Bob Chapek made $34.5 million last year.
Man, that is a lot of money.
Bob Iger made $45.9.
Wow. All these Bobs. I wish I was named Bob because I'd be making a lot more money.
Yep, you'd be Bob Theme Park Podcast.
Yeah. Bob Theme Park Podcast. $40 million last year.
Bob Dickerman.
Bob Dickerman. Bob Dickerman here.
Loaded with money.
Bob Dickerman's used Toyotas.
Is Chapek still in office come next year?
I don't know.
Does he get voted out? Why should we slap him?
You know why?
Like he's in office like he's a politician. Basically, he's a political position, but...
My guess, yes. You know why?
Why?
Company's making money.
Yeah, but Donald Trump's more popular than that guy. Nobody likes him.
He's making money, though. You make your stockholders money, you can deal with all of the negative.
I guess we'll see. There's they have the board there, and I believe, like even during the years of Michael Eisner, that there are still people on that board because there's still powerful people on that board that believe in the visions that Walt had, and when it becomes too much about profit over the experience, which the key was always a special experience when you enter those gates.
Well, so the thing about there's a really good book called The Disney Wars that talks about the battle that Eisner had with Roy Disney's son, also named Roy Disney. who was also mounting a lot of that, trying to wrestle control away
Right.
from Eisner. There isn't that anymore. There's no the only Disney is the granddaughter who just criticizes Disney every chance she gets about being all about profits and not about the cast members. A lot of time, like during the start of the pandemic, when so many cast members got either laid off or furloughed, she was criticizing them for the treatment of the cast members.
Now I want to see a movie called Disney Wars and see people like battling it out of Disney, like a space battle at Disney.
I mean, it'd be more like Succession, the battle for the top of the company.
Maybe so.
But my guess is, although we talked about this a few weeks ago, that CNBC it asked a whole bunch of investors and CEO types, and they all believe that within 2 years that Iger will be back in.
Mm-hmm.
They just think he'll be bored and want to get back in.
Chapek out on the streets, being a bum. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to live. I only got like $50-60 million in the bank.
I don't know, man.
What are we gonna do?
Michael Eisner's doing pretty good for himself.
You stupid golden parachute, it's weighing me down.
So I got a nonsense question for you guys.
Yes.
I've always had this, I don't know if it's a fantasy, or just like, do you ever run through like weird scenarios? Okay. Zombie
day, all day.
apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
I had intended to go straight to Disney World after the initial, whatever, and then hole up there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you, on Disney property, the zombie apocalypse, where are you holing up?
The land.
The land. Makes sense.
It's got a sustainable ecosystem.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. See, me, I'm immediately like idiot thinking I'm going to go to Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And just look at the Tower of
'Cause it's a
Terror whenever I
hotel.
want. It's a hotel. I can lock up the doors and it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
The land does make a lot more logical sense, though. So when I'm dead 4 days in, Scott's living on the land.
Because the land's got like one in, one out.
Yeah, and the moat might be very helpful. The only problem, though, is you need a lot of electricity to keep that ecosystem running. So I just wonder, like, what happens?
But I mean, it's a giant greenhouse.
Yeah, but there's still water that needs to be pumped through there, and like even that moat. I mean, that moat could turn like rancid quick.
Well, you got to think so much of Disney is now on a solar panel grid.
See, I'm thinking Cinderella's castle wouldn't be bad. Can you close that drawbridge situation? Can you close those doors?
No.
No,
Well,
Disneyland you can, not here.
You can. It seals though. Like they have like a chain.
There's a chain. Yes.
Seals it up.
Mm-hmm.
Or the ball. I mean, how many hurricanes has that ball survived?
Yes, but you're gonna have to bring your own food in there.
I would just have that smell of barbecue chips all the time just to keep
You'll
me
just be
sustained.
hungry all the time.
At all times, just smell and I'll be going over to the radio guy like, hey, you made a mistake, buddy. I don't know why you chose this career path, but you chose wrong.
I mean, my other thought is, there's a lot of doors. Polynesian, man.
Well, Polynesian is nice.
Just what's the main room?
The
what-
grand ceremonial room.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking of someplace. I feel like you want to be up high, right?
I mean, contemporary doesn't sound bad, especially if you get that monorail running somehow. Like if you want to jump on, you can get places, then get back into your spot without actually you be inside the building when you exit your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you can't get the monorail running, you could walk the beam,
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
and there's no chance.
Zombies climbing up that thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
I did just think of this though. Magic Kingdom might not be that bad because if you really needed to get around, you take the tunnels.
That's
Oh
a good
yeah,
point, too.
utilidors. That's true.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to experience the utilidors.
Although you got to make sure that you don't have a breach in the utilidors.
Yeah, once you get
Then
them
you're
down,
then you're overrun.
yeah, it's just like the zombies are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom. I mean, there's some good spots in Magic Kingdom. Make no mistake.
Yeah.
And even if zombies drove there, they could never get to the park because they need to travel like 18 miles from the parking lot to the actual the actual location of the theme park.
I mean, the Magic Kingdom area isn't that bad because you could also just use the boats to get around. You've always wanted to be a boat captain.
I have. That's my retirement plan as a boat captain.
you know, it might not be bad. The Ewok Village.
It's high up.
Yeah, and it would you can block those. I mean, the ladders to get up there are already blocked off.
Yeah.
But if you're a spry, person, you could probably hop up over that and climb right up the ladder, be in the Ewok village, and save from any number of things. And then if you had some kind of like bow and arrow, you could just pick a few of those off.
And you're really close to your cheese stand.
Yeah. How about Animal Kingdom? There's not a whole lot there that's going to give you a lot of protection, I don't feel like.
I've been racking my brain trying to figure out a place for a place there.
Like if you had a Tarzan situation where you could kind of work with the animals, maybe not bad.
Like Beastmaster, and you start communicating with them.
Talk to the send the lions out to kill some zombies.
Have some ferrets with you.
I mean, there's no ferrets there. There's lions. There's, you got the rhinos. I mean, they got a wide selection of animals there.
Monkeys and chimpanzees.
Yeah, I mean, if you're alone, at least you have somebody to talk to.
Yeah,
you can talk to the
they're
animals.
not going to talk back.
No, but you still talk to them like you're crazy Tom Hanks talking to a volleyball.
That's true. Or a robot in that new movie he had.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like those animals are going to get eaten up real quick.
I don't know. I thought we established in most of the zombie movies they don't go after animals.
They do in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched that show.
Anything that moves pretty much gets chewed up.
Yeah. So I guess that's all the places at Disney that they can go with. The resort's probably a good spot though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your safe space is a resort.
Well, you can have a lot of beds, but I feel like there's also you don't have a good way to see them coming.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You hold up at the grand ceremony room building.
There's so many entrances to that place.
That's the thing.
There's a lot of doors. There's
yeah.
a lot. I mean, you have to do a lot of barricading.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do some heavy-duty barricading and only leave one way in, one way out.
But you got all that Ohana food.
Yeah.
If there was a way you could block it off so you just were on the second floor of the grand ceremony room.
You just destroy the stairs.
Yeah, maybe. And have like a rope climb or something.
And then
you could pull it up.
Or you just exit into, if you had to make an emergency exit, you just go to the monorail station.
That's true. Another way in. Monorail station.
Yeah, we might have to Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm going to go Cinderella's Castle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've always wanted to go in there anyhow. I want to sleep in that. I want to sleep in that room anyhow. So if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do it there. And you know what? If I have to escape, isn't there that wire that Tinkerbell goes out on? I'm pretty sure I exceed the weight limit of 90 pounds, but I'll go for it anyhow.
I exceed the weight limit on that.
Yeah. Oof. It's like really light, right? Like
yes!
whoever plays Tinkerbell can only weigh like a very small amount, and that's like kudos to everybody that plays Tinkerbell because that is terrifying to me.
There was a guy in my fantasy football league. His wife was the Tinkerbell.
Wow,
and she was a flyer.
I would love to know. That first time. Like I would be terrified. Terrified.
Well, I mean, she probably did it a million times during the day, in training.
Yeah.
So obviously you start in the castle and you end just above where the ice cream stand is, by Main Street. If you can't really see it anymore, but there used to be, you could see where the end is.
Oh.
And there was a stack of mattresses.
Oh.
Because that's the force that because it's basically just inertia or momentum that carries you across, and there's no real way to slow it down. So it's a safe landing, but you kind of hit into it.
See, I feel like my choice of Cinderella's Castle is great because not only do I have that food there of the royal table, but then I can zip down for some ice cream whenever I want. Mm-hmm. Not sure how I'm going to zip back up.
Have you eaten all that ice cream?
Yeah, we're going to work on that.
It's just
one at a time, just a slow crawl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to go Cinderella's Castle. That's my spot.
All right.
All right.
Not a bad one. I don't like Spaceship Earth, though. And I don't want to be locked in an apocalypse with a building full of animatronics.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Because in that world, they're guaranteed to come to life, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you going to do, Haunted Mansion next?
Yeah, I would do that. I would do Haunted Mansion next. But there's only one way into Spaceship Earth, right? Just that one entrance.
Well, there's the exit.
There's multiple exits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, through that whole play area and stuff, there is multiple exits.
Can't figure that place out. It's very confusing. Thought it was just a ball with one way in, one way out.
I'm sticking with my the land.
Okay.
See, the pyramid at World of Imagination, that might be good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what about the pyramid at Mexico?
Boom, that's a good one too.
You got Mexican food. You got a ride in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You block some entrances.
The water ride is what concerns me because once we lose power,
Mildew.
Water's going to get stinky.
it's just going to become a safety. It's going to be very unhealthy in there very quickly.
True.
Without the chemicals.
I'm just imagining that the land is a sustainable building.
They are going to have generators for some of the more important stuff, and they're going to have, like you said, they're going to have a grid. But the thing that concerns me is, like, by the time that we're able to overtake these types of places, those people and that technology, I feel like, will be gone and broken down by then.
Here's my concern with the land. A part of that is a greenhouse. That's glass, man. Them zombies are going right through the glass.
That's if they got to climb. They got to climb up onto the building to do that.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
The wall part is in greenhouse too?
No.
Well, look next time I go. I don't remember.
Everybody who's listening to this right now, when they go to these parks from now on, they're going to be looking for, like,
where's my zombie stronghold? Where am I going to go?
If I go up on top of this building here, I got an access, we can we can create a kill box right here in front of the state.
A kill box.
That's when you have, like, multiple, like, snipers around one area and you lure the enemy into that area.
I didn't consider the kill box around the castle.
Or what if you just pick Club Cool?
Got a lot of soda.
Yeah, but it's only going to be Beverly by the time we get there.
Yeah. We're sorry, we're out of everything but Beverly, sir. Enjoy some Beverly. At that point, you might enjoy Beverly. I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap this up because we've
got weird.
We've gotten into a weird place.
No, this is a fun conversation.
Fun conversation.
Not
I like
unusual though. Not unusual for us when at least we weren't talking about movies.
I've got a fun one for next week.
All right, we'll save it for next week. We'll see where we can take it. Scott, if people want to follow us on social media, if they're listening to this, I imagine they already know.
Next week, after we do Scott's fun thing, think about where you would hold up at Universal Studios during a zombie apocalypse.
Okay,
Wait,
save it.
and then in 2 weeks,
SeaWorld.
and then in 3 weeks.
No, I don't think we can
Gardens.
ever do SeaWorld because that place is going to smell like low tide in about a week.
Legoland. I built my fortress out of the Legos in the Lego store.
I mean, they have said that Legos will outlive us.
I believe it.
They don't break down.
That's true.
They don't get corona.
And if you step on them, they break your foot.
Exactly. It's like a Nokia phone.
Yeah. All right. People want to follow us on social media for all the latest news and breaking things. Scott Harris, where can they go?
You can follow us on Twitter at Theme Park Show or Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at The Theme Park Podcast, or watch at thethemeparkyoutube.com.
And the show comes to you live from the Lauren Campbell Realtor.com Tebow Gazebo Studios. For Jimmy D, for Scott Harris, I'm Dickerman. Until next week, we'll see you out at the parks.
This has been the Theme Park Podcast. Follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at the Theme Park Podcast. To catch up on previous episodes, check out thethemeparkpodcast.com, the iHeartRadio app, or Apple Podcasts.